against the Baltimore Orioles. It is another warm, humid evening for baseball here in the Motor City. Welcome to Comerica Park. Third and final game in this series featuring the Orioles and the Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us for the final game of the series. Good start to this series for the Tigers. Exciting win last night for Detroit, Rod. Yes, Damon hit the game winner, but Cabrera was clutch again in the ninth inning. This guy just continues to get it done.
You know, I've been in professional baseball for about 33 years now, and I've never, ever had an opportunity to watch a guy like Cabrera that does this kind of damage on a daily basis. Not only does he pick on your number one starters, but he also hits your closers as well, as he did last night, tying the game with a two-run home run in the ninth inning, and he went up there looking for that split-fingered fastball. But one of the things that's also very impressive about him is his numbers very late in games. When you start talking about seventh inning on, you're talking about some of the best, hardest throwers in all of baseball. Your setup men and your closers, Cabrera does a lot of damage against those guys.
And how about close and late with your team tied or leading by a run, seventh inning or beyond, home runs and RBIs, 7 homers, 20 RBIs, and a .381 average. This guy is just absolutely amazing, and Cabrera, no question, is the horse in the middle of that Tigers starting lineup. Now, as we turn our attention to tonight's game as well, we see that Max Scherzer gets the start. This guy at home in his last 4 has been really, really good.
Well, the fastball's explosive. I mean, anytime you throw 95 to 97 miles an hour and you got some movement, which he gets from the arm slot that he throws from, and he also gets deception from that arm slot. 4-0 with a 1.69. That's his last few home starts. 38 strikeouts, and opponent's batting average of 174. If he is locating as well tonight as he has been in those 4 home starts, it could be a long night and lots of swings and misses for that Baltimore Orioles team.
We hope that is the case here this evening. That's the story from Comerica Park. With more on our coverage now, we go back to the Call Sam Studios, and here's Ryan Field. Bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. And we'll check out the starting lineup now for the Orioles. It is presented by Honda Bloomfield. Julio Lugo leads off. He'll play second base tonight. Then Miguel Tejada at third base. Nick Markakis in right. Ty Wigginton is cleaning up. Adam Jones hot in his last 16, followed by Wieters, PA, Bell, and Turris. Here's the scouting report on right-hander Max Scherzer, brought to you by Scott's Lawn Pro.
Well, the Tigers sent Scherzer down to AAA for a little mini tune-up about 7 starts ago, and all he has done since coming back is a 2.62 earned run average, and he's been getting past the 6th inning in his career. When he does that, he's 13-5, and one of the reasons why he's been so good, he's been mixing in all his pitches, fastball, slider, and a very good changeup.
Hopefully he'll do more of the same here tonight as Lugo leads it off. He's had a tremendous series, 6 for 9 with a couple of RBIs. Lugo looks at a ball inside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I guess that's why he finds himself leading off today for Juan Samuel and not Corey Patterson, who is not playing here today.
Scherzer started the windup and Lugo stepped out on it.
Scherzer in his career much better against right-handers than left-handers. And Juan Samuel all smiles here today.
Sammy thought he had the game in the bag last night. The Tigers with a comeback win, and he just continues to have fun, and that's all he can do right now is hope his team plays good baseball.
He's enjoying this opportunity.
One of our favorite people. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Lifted back out of play. I was looking at the numbers on Lugo. And yes, he has a triple in this series, but of the 40 hits that Lugo has this year, 36 of them are singles. Wow. So very little, if any, extra base power, at least this year. 2-2 is hit on the ground to second. Easy play there for Guillen, and 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defensively, as always, presented by Beaumont Hospitals. You see Jackson, he's back in there in center. .995 fielding percentage at that position. Bosch in left, Ordonez in right. Ainsworth, Guillen, Cabrera, that's the infield. G-Money, Gerald Laird is behind the dish today. And Maxwell's numbers, 16th start now, 5-6. He'll be looking to get to 500 today. And since coming back from Toledo, that earned run average has inched its way down from the mid-7s to 4.88. He's been getting it done.
Miguel Tejada, the batter. Tejada batting .280. 3 for 10 in the series, has scored a couple of runs. The veteran third baseman these days. Did a lot of his work in the big leagues at the shortstop position early on. And he has certainly been mentioned heavily in trade talks as the deadline approaches. And that's something that Tejada is very used to. He's had really good career numbers, but last couple of years in Houston, it was the same thing for Miguel, and he pretty much has gotten used to it. The 0-2 is fouled back out of play.
Might want to get that fastball a little bit higher, and that's exactly what Gerald Laird said to Scherzer. 0-2, Laird had the glove up, but Scherzer threw that ball right around the belt buckle.
Max trying to even up his record at 500. He's 5-6 coming in tonight. The 0-2. Tejada with a .280 average. He is a 6-time All-Star.
There was a time when Tejada was one of the best shortstops in the game of baseball. Making All-Star teams, as you mentioned. He won an MVP, as a matter of fact.
That was back in 2002, I believe, with Oakland. He was on some of those really good Oakland teams that had offense 1 through 9. 1-2. Scherzer strikes him out at 96 miles an hour.
Max has got that easy gas today. He has thrown quite a few fastballs already, 95 and above. And here it is, hit it, located well on the outside part of the plate.
Scherzer just gets you excited about what could happen in the second half for the Tigers. If he can join forces with Verlander and become a 1-2, that would certainly be feared, and he's well on his way to doing that since coming back from the minor leagues. He's got Nick Markakis here with 2 outs. And there's a strike on Markakis, 0-1. All bundled up again tonight is Markakis. Got the long sleeves on. 91 degrees, by the way, at game time. The 0-1 pitch is a ball, 1-1. It's been kind of an up and down year for Markakis. He's had some rough stretches, but in the end here, he's hitting .308 as we delve into the second half of the season. And Scherzer now gets ahead. Markakis homered to the ball game last night, and for a time it looked like it might be the game-winning hit for the Orioles. And some late heroics from Detroit. 2-2. Markakis now sits safely in 15 of his last 19. And Scherzer's 2-2 pitch. Inside, backed him out of there. 3-2. Waiting on deck, Ty Wigginton, their cleanup man and their all-star this year. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Markakis goes down, and a pair of strikeouts in the first inning for Max Scherzer. The Tiger right-hander off to a sizzling start. Of the first inning, Johnny Damon, one of the heroes last night. Tigers starting lineup is brought to you by Big Boy. Austin Jackson leads it off, then Damon, and then Ordonez. Your middle three features Cabrera, Bosch, and Guillen. Your bottom three, Inge, Laird, Worth. And the first pitch to Austin Jackson is in for a strike. Jackson, Damon, and Ordonez facing the right-hander Brad Bergeson, who's 24 years old. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, with all the talk of Brennan Bosch, and deservedly so, with the year he has had, Austin Jackson quietly continues to have a marvelous rookie season. 92 hits.
If it wasn't for Bosch, we'd be talking about Jackson, the leader in the clubhouse for the American League Rookie of the Year right now.
Absolutely. The 2-1 pitch. That's whistled down the right field line. That's going to be trouble, and it is a fair ball. To the corner it goes. Jackson on his way to second, and he is in there with a leadoff double. Nice start. Only a double of the year for Jackson.
For Bergeson to be successful, he's got to get the ball down. You can see that ball's up right around the belt buckle, and Jackson with that classic right-handed inside-out swing slices it down in that right field corner for a leadoff double.
Here's Johnny Damon. Bunted. Bergeson throws him out. Runner advances.
That's a good play right there by Johnny. That didn't come from Jim Leland. He did that on his own. Tigers are looking to sweep here tonight against the Baltimore Orioles, and it's very difficult to sweep a team. I don't care if they are a last-place team, but Johnny simply wanted to make sure that he got Jackson over to third base, which he did.
So the speedy Jackson now just 90 feet away. Johnny Damon getting the congratulations from his teammates. Heck of a baseball player. Hit a game-winning home run last night, and he sacrifices a runner here tonight. Bouncing ball slowly towards second. Maglio will get the job done. Score at Jackson, and just like that, the Tigers manufacture the game's first run. There's the 52nd RBI of the year for Ordonez. Base is empty now, 2 outs, and here comes Cabrera. 5 for 11 of the series for Miguel. And he has hit some home runs that have made you jump out of your seat this year, but last night's may have been one of the ones that you just look at and go, wow. A towering home run to left when the Tigers needed it the most to keep the game alive.
He also tripled and singled in the game as well.
What a night. Bergeson being very careful, hits the outside corner, 2-1. Brad Bergeson is out of Concord, California. He goes 6'3", 205. I mentioned he's 24 years old, still one of the very young pitchers the Orioles have on their staff. That's hit the other way, base hit. And another hit for Cabrera in the series. His 6th.
Let's take a look at Cabrera's at bat last night, which was very impressive. He went up there looking for the home run. We're going to show you this one first. It's a base hit the opposite way, which he will do. He'll take a lousy single. But take a look at his at bat last night against Simone. First pitch looking for the split finger fastball because he threw so many in the 8th inning and he missed it. And he knew he missed it. He took the fastball, not even looking for that, and got the next pitch, which was the splitter he missed the first time around, and he didn't miss that one. That's what Cabrera's teammates say is so impressive about him, is the fact that he will sit on the bench and tell them that he is going to look for a certain pitch and get it and not miss it. Truly, truly special.
It's almost like you can't outthink this guy. Here's a guy that doesn't think a whole lot at the plate. He just goes up and swings, and what a year it has been for him. And he drives one to center field. Deep and not deep enough. Adam Jones coming in now. And the Tigers will get 1 run and take the lead as we go to the 2nd. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Strength and stability since 1849. And by Comcast. Call 1-800-COMCAST for TV, phone, and internet. Another warm evening here at the ballpark. Tigers on top 1-0 as Max Scherzer goes back to the hill. Ty Wigginton, Adam Jones, and Matt Wieters. Wigginton, 253, 4 for 9 in the series, and that's on the heels of coming into the series 1 for his previous 31. Talk about long droughts, but he has straightened himself out a little bit in this set. The 2-1 is in the air. Shallow right field. The second baseman, Guillen. And and one gone. Well, we all know that Scherzer has a terrific fastball, but as he says, the key to his success is still need to throw the secondary pitches.
You just have to. That's the only way you're ever going to get better at it. And so for me, instead of trying to hide it and wait to the later parts of the game, I'm starting to say, okay, let's throw it in the beginning of the game, and then if it works, let's keep throwing it. If not, then we can go back to my strengths. And so I think that's a good recipe for success for me.
I think Scherzer got caught, at least in that second month in the big leagues here in the American League. His first tour of duty is being a little fastball happy. And even though he has a blazing fastball, American League hitters were turning it around. And when he went back down to the minor leagues, he rediscovered the breaking ball and also the changeup. And because of that, he has dominated some American League hitters in his last 7 starts.
Adam Jones, the batter, and he takes a strike, 0-2.
They always talk about how tough the transition is for pitchers coming from the National League to the American League versus guys going from this league to the National League. Those guys that go to the National League, their numbers don't change very much.
Swing and a miss. He elevated the fastball and threw it by him. 3 strikeouts already for Scherzer.
Looks like he's got his good stuff today. And you can see G-Money, once he gets ahead in the count, he is going to exploit some of the weaknesses of some of these Baltimore Orioles hitters, and that's make them chase some fastballs in the mid-90s.
Here's Matt Wieters.
Saw Matt Wieters before the game talking to the Hall of Famer, Eddie Murray, who's here doing some radio and some television for Baltimore. And, of course, Eddie was one of the most feared and one of the best switch hitters of all time. And it looked like he was giving Wieters a few pointers. And it looked like Wieters was asking a lot of questions, but why wouldn't he?
Well, a tremendous resource. I mean, you might as well take advantage of it. The 1-1. That's fouled away, 1-2. Tejada was saying something the other day that I thought was interesting. He wants to stay with the Orioles because he still thinks this team can win. They have a lot of good young talent, but beyond that, he says, the young guys on this team, they're not afraid to ask questions and to learn and to try and get better. And that apparently is the next step.
With Eddie Murray doing some pregame and postgame duties today.
Swing and a miss, and how about Scherzer's start? He has fanned 4 already in this game. A pair of 1, 2, 3 innings.
On the board, very first inning, it's a double down the right field corner by Austin Jackson. Heads up, sacrifice bunt by Johnny Damon, and with the infield relaxed. Playing back, Maglio ground ball to second base, which plates Austin Jackson, and that might be all they need today, the way Scherzer's pitching.
He's come out looking really, really good. Carlos Guillen rolls the first one to Julio Lugo, and 1 pitch and 1 away. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting reports on Brad Ferguson. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, the Butler did it. Yes, I said it. Yeah, that would be Billy Butler. He ended Ferguson's season last year with a line drive off of his elbow. When Ferguson's going good, lots of ground balls, power sinker, also has a slider. Really only 2 pitches, but he has struggled away from Camden Yards like his teammates have. He is 1-3 with an earned run average over 7. And we told you that the Baltimore Orioles have only won 9 games on the road, and we're at the halfway point.
Wow. That's really kind of amazing, isn't it?
It's tough.
Nobody else has been in single digits. They're the only team that has not at least won 10 on the road. 1 ball, 1 strike on Brandon Inge. Part of the job for Juan Samuel here the rest of the way is get this team to play a little bit better.
John Keating did a very nice interview with Juan Samuel in Tigers Live, the pregame show. And obviously Juan is hearing all the rumors about other managers possibly taking his job soon. Not at the end of the year, but soon. And Juan said, you know what, I'm just going to look at this as an opportunity. I hope someone's watching. I'm going to try to get the guys to play hard, and maybe I'll get an interview somewhere else if, in fact, they're going to replace me soon.
Of course, he coached here in Detroit, played here in Detroit. He played in 94 and 95. Quite a player. Said one of the biggest pieces of advice that he got, he told John Keating, was that other managers told him just be yourself, and his personality is top-notch.
It's one of the hardest things to do in this game, though, especially when you take over a job like that. You want to be yourself, but there's so many intangibles, so many relationships to deal with, front office people, you name it. The ones that can be themselves, they're the ones that usually have success.
Gerald Laird with 2 outs. Laird 0 for 6 in the homestand.
It's like when I took this broadcaster's job. That's what they say, be yourself. It took me 10 years to be myself.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's very difficult because of all the different personalities he's got to deal with in that clubhouse. And, you know, you want to be, I guess, the guy in charge. You also want to be their friend at times.
Well, he was a coach, so he was their friend.
Right.
So he went from the friendship all the way to the disciplinarian, and sometimes that's a tough transition.
The 1-2 is tipped into the glove for strike 3. Ferguson has his second strikeout. Tigers go in order. Here's a reminder to vote for your Tigers McDonald's player of the game using your cell phone. Text Tigers followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338. That is FSDET. See the final results post-game during Tigers Live. Get in on the voting tonight. Tigers lead 1-0 as we go to the top of the third. And the first pitch from Scherzer to Felix Pierre. Bell and then his Turris to follow. 6 up, 6 down so far against Max. 4 of them via the strikeout. 2-0. Scherzer has not had a game of less than 7 strikeouts in his last 5 starts. And he's well on his way to doing that again here tonight. There's ball 3 missing outside to Felix Pie. Couple of hits in the series for Pie, 2 for 6 with an RBI. 3-0 pitch. Taking, it's a strike. Josh Bell waiting on deck. High fly ball. Right center field. A lot of room out there for Austin Jackson.
Hey fans, baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event. Tune in when Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2010 All-Star Game from Anaheim, California, Tuesday at 8 p.m. on your local Fox station. The big fella will be there. Hitting home runs, too. He's in the home run hitting contest.
That'll be fun to watch. There's a strike called on Josh Bell.
That home run contest sometimes messes up players, but I don't think you can mess up that guy.
Probably not. Yeah, there are some folks that believe it does mess with your swing, and it above all else really tires you out, some managers will say. Guys get fatigued with all the swings they take.
I know Justin Morneau is not going to participate in the home run hitting contest this year for that very reason. He felt like a couple years back when he won that in New York, I believe it was. He beat Josh Hamilton. Got off to a sluggish start in the second half of the season.
Big swing, and Bell goes down with the 5th strikeout already for Scherzer. Time for a game break. To the studio we go. Here's Ryan Field. Thank you, Ryan. We'll be rooting for the Blue Jays tonight. There's a fly ball to left. Bosch cruising over into the sun, and it's another 1-2-3 inning. 9 up, 9 down against Scherzer. Tigers in search of a sweep here against the Orioles tonight. They're off to a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 3rd frame, and Danny Wirth leads it off for Detroit. Brad Bergeson throws a strike.
One of the things that they've gotten Bergeson to do, and it started with his last start in Boston where he pitched 7 2/3 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, but he lost that game. He was going up against Wakefield.
Driven to left field and hit well. Pie is on the run. He'll turn, and that ball is gone. Danny Wirth has his first major league home run. A line drive shot to left. Get that one back for the youngster.
Well, I told you Ferguson does his best work when he's working at the bottom of the strike zone, and that is not a bad pitch. Work looking for that two-seam fastball down and in and really just reacted to it. And when you react to a pitch every now and then, you can find the bullpen of the Baltimore Orioles, which Danny Wirth did there.
Tigers have a 2-0 lead. Jackson takes a strike call.
Just to finish that thought on Ferguson, they want him to work a little bit quicker. And the game he pitched 5 days ago, it lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes in Boston. And because of the fact that he was a lot quicker in that game. So that's why he's grabbing that baseball and getting back on the rubber and looking for his sign and delivering the next pitch.
2:07 in Boston is like an hour and a half anywhere else. Third strikeout, one gone. That'll bring up Johnny Damon, who back in spring training showed us his batting, the way he holds his bat, and it paid some dividends last night.
I like to put my hand underneath the handle. I had better bat speed. I could whip the bat through the zone more.
And he whipped it through the zone last night and has now whipped himself to a double in this at-bat down the left field line and back into the seats. So right on cue, Johnny Damon picks up another hit as he marches now toward 3,000.
If they can get Johnny Damon hot, and he had been slowed down in the month of June in the first few days of July, but he takes it, looks like a little two-seam fastball down and away from him and just one-hands it the opposite way. It's interesting to hear guys talk about the various reasons why they hold the bat a certain way. I heard Johnny talking about the way that he holds his bat in the palm of his hand, which would be his bottom hand, the right hand, because it helps him get better bat speed and helps him whip the bat through the strike zone as he did last night with that walk-off home run.
6 for 12 for Damon in the series.
And that play was interesting because we were speculating maybe does he bunt Damon there, and Jim said he thought about bunting him, but he also thought about Cabrera. Had they bunted, then he said Cabrera doesn't hit in that inning, but they didn't need Cabrera because Damon hit the home run.
Roll to the shortstop is Turris. 2 gone.
He's in some very impressive company these days. These are guys with over 1,000 RBIs, more than 2,500 hits, and over 1,500 runs. There is just 4 of them in the big leagues, and all of the other 3 have been Johnny's teammates. Manny, A-Rod, Derek Jeter, and Johnny. And I would say that 3 of the 4, as we speak, are Hall of Famers right now.
And I would agree with that. And I think Damon, I don't know where he's going to end up, but, you know, he'll at least make you think a little bit, because if he can get to 3,000, and it's going to be tough for him, but, you know, he stays in great shape, and who knows, if he does, per se, get to 3,000, it'll make you think a little bit.
He wants to stay around long enough to get to 3,000 because he knows if he does that, that puts him in a legitimate conversation as far as possibly ending up in Cooperstown.
Cabrera singled in his first at bat, a 16-game hitting streak for Miguel. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Cabrera hitting .358 this year with runners in scoring position. Does not get pitched around all that much in this situation because the youngster number 26, Brennan Bosch, is in that on-deck circle. So Cabby getting a few more pitches to hit.
It's golfed back out of play, 1-2.
Game on the line last night. That sent it to extra innings.
Here's Ferguson's 1-2. Rolled to third, but foul. So about halfway through and beyond now. Triple Crown watch, and he's in first place in every one of those categories. He is tied with Bautista of Toronto in the home run column, but I would imagine that once the season is over, my money would be on Cabrera in that column at least. The average is probably going to be the toughest for him to accomplish.
No doubt. He doesn't get in the infield singles.
1-2. 2-2 on Cabrera. 2-0 Tigers on the home run by Danny Worth. We're in the bottom of the third. Brendan Bosch waiting on deck. Ferguson stays away and runs at full now at 3-2.
It's going to be awfully tough for Ferguson to get Cabrera out with a strike. He just usually doesn't miss strikes. Now, if you walk him or if he swings at a bad pitch, that's another story. The balls that are over the heart of the plate, he doesn't usually miss those.
Here's ball 4. First walk for Ferguson. That's going to put 2 runners on now and bring up Brennan Bosch. Certainly one of the highlights of the first half. Look at the on-pace numbers for Brennan. We figured it out today. He's got about 28 homers and 108 RBIs. That is what his pace is right now. 12-47 through 61 games this year. That would be quite a rookie season, to say the least. Question is, as the second half rolls on and he plays more games than he has ever played, and the pressure of a potential pennant race heats up, will Brennan be able to keep up with this type of pace?
I think he's going to slow down a little bit. It's only natural. But I don't think he's going to be in awe of playing down the stretch in some real meaningful games to try to help his team win. Seems like a tough-minded kid. Very confident young man.
Inside and low. Well, even if he finished at, say, 20-90, I mean, that's still a really good rookie season and hits over 300. I mean,
no doubt.
Those numbers are possible.
No doubt.
1-2, trying to pad the lead here. 2-0 Detroit. Rolls that one foul, and that's going to hurt. Right off his foot. Tigers tonight have 4 hits, 3 of them already for extra bases. But that has been nothing new for this Tigers team. Extra base hits. Ferguson now gets a visit from his catcher, Matt Wieters. Well, Max Scherzer, on the other end of things for the Tigers, has faced 9 batters. He's retired all 9, 5 of those on strikeouts. Ground ball hit sharply to first, and Wigginton with a nice play to take an extra base hit away. Tigers get the run of the home run by Danny Worth. 3 players to join the 2,500 hit club in a Tigers uniform prior to Johnny Damon. Johnny doesn't count, so the 3 previous before Damon to join the 2,500 hit club in a Tigers uniform. Good question. We'll bring you that answer in a little bit. In the meantime, Scherzer goes back to work, and he faces the top of the lineup, Julio Lugo.
First pitch slider, and a real good slider. That's one of the things that Scherzer said he needs to do. Mix in breaking balls and change-ups very early in the game. And when he does that, it allows him to pitch much deeper in ball games. And Scherzer in his career, when he has gone into the 7th inning, he is 13-5.
Lugo is 0 for 1 with a ground out.
He's been throwing that elevated fastball in this count most of the evening. They're going slide piece this time.
See ya. Boy, Scherzer now with 6 strikeouts. This is looking really impressive. First 2 games in this series certainly have been wild. 33 runs scored, 61 hits. 7 hours and 40 minutes worth of baseball. Tonight, 3 innings took just 37 minutes to play. It was a serious jinx right there. Thanks a lot, fellas. Here's Tejada. Miguel struck out back in the first. Bouncing ball to short. Easy play for Danny Wirth. Tejada is out. It's 11 in a row retired by Scherzer. Well, tonight's game is available in crystal clear high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD, sponsored by Comcast. Another stunning night for baseball here. Of course, it is a little bit warm, 91 degrees, but it's not hotter than the Tigers have been at home. They are now 29-12 here at Comerica Park. Nick Markakis, the batter. Markakis, a strikeout in the first. Third in the American League in doubles with 25. He trails only Miguel Cabrera and Evan Longoria. 1-1. Earlier this year, Markakis was so disappointed with the way his team was playing, the direction of the ball club, that he actually asked for a meeting with Peter Angelos, the Orioles owner. They had lunch one day and had a really good talk about the direction of the team. Markakis, of course, last year was signed to a 6-year deal. He rolls this one toward third base. Tough play for Inge. Off balance throw is not in time. And an infield single for Nick Markakis. 11 straight had been retired before that infield hit.
Inge was playing well off the line down at third base. Most left-handers do not hit the ball right down the third base line. And once he figured that ball was going there, he tried to surround it, get rid of it in a hurry. But Markakis runs too well to get the out.
And it's their first base runner of the night. And here is Ty Wigginton. Wigginton is 0 for 1 with a pop-up. The Orioles last night stranded 17 batters.
Ouch.
17.
It's tough to win that way.
33 in their last 3 games. I didn't realize they had that many. The 1-0. That's got to be one of the higher totals in a single game this year. 2-0 on Ty Wigginton. Bouncing ball to short. Danny Wirth will go the short way to second. Force out ends the inning. And nothing doing for the Orioles. 3.5 in the books. It'll be Guillen, Inge, Laird coming up.
Summer at Comerica Park with a new ticket package that lets you pick the games you want to attend. All purchasers receive great season ticket holder benefits, including postseason priority. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com.
Carlos Guillen leads it on for the fourth inning. The Tigers on top 2-0 in this one. Trying to win 3 straight here from the Orioles. Sweep them out of town. Ball club with an off day tomorrow, and then Minnesota coming in Friday night. Ferguson's 0-1 is popped up. This one trailing toward foul ground. Piet on the run. Sliding catch. Nicely done by Felix Piet. 1 out. Rob, did you hear, by the way, the news on Jake Peavy today?
I didn't hear what the diagnosis was. What was that?
I guess he has a torn muscle which totally separated from the bone in his back. And it looks like he might be done for the year.
Ouch.
Knowing Kenny Williams, though, he's going to go out and try and find someone.
Oh, no doubt he will. He'll find somebody. It's nice to have an owner, though, that allows you to do that in Jerry Reinsdorf. We enjoy an owner here as well in Mike Ilitch that allows Dave Dombrowski to pretty much go out there and do what he does, too. And that's put winning products on the field.
2 strikes on Brandon Inge.
Ferguson looks good. I mean, he's thrown lots of strikes. He's mixed it up with basically 2 pitches. The sinker ball and the slider. 34 of his 47 pitches are strikes today.
Up the middle and through under the glove of his Turris. Tigers have another hit. Inge has a 6-game hitting streak. It's going to bring up Gerald Laird. Ferguson's been up and down a couple of times, and he said, you know, sometimes the best thing about going down to the minor leagues is you are taken out of a stressful atmosphere, which obviously the big leagues is much more of than the minor leagues, and it just gives you a chance maybe to step back a little bit. Maybe that's what helped Max Scherzer. Who knows?
Good point.
He's been 14 of 16 first pitch strikes, and he does it again.
That's a big pitch right there, because had he gone 1-0 and with as many ground balls as Ferguson has the ability to throw, and we may have seen some activity on the base paths with Inge running and Laird swinging, hit and run fashion. Apparently the Baltimore Orioles still believe Jim Leland has some type of play on an 0-1 count, because Inge is not a base stealer.
So one thing about Leland, sometimes he's not very conventional. Now it's 1-1.
Now you have the kind of count where we may see some activity. He also forced Gerald into swinging the bat. He's hitting 186. It takes pressure off him. And Ferguson's thrown lots of strikes today.
Line drive, base hit. He whistled that one right by Tejada. Laird with a solid single to left, and the Tigers coming right back here in the fourth inning.
1-1 count looked like a little two-seam fastball. It didn't do a whole lot. G-Money, he clobbered it. Those that stay right over the heart of the plate, they don't make it to the catcher's glove.
Tigers now have 6 hits on the board. Here's Danny Worth, who homered in the last inning. His first major league home run.
Danny doing a pretty nice job with runners in scoring position as well, and limited at bats. First major league home run by Danny Worth. He had quite a few down the minors, so he's got some pop.
Yeah, and he stole some bases as well. Worth had a nice season going to AAA. The 1-0 is a ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
anything hit in the right field or center field, if you're Gene Lamont, you've got to make sure Inge can score. Both those guys can throw. In Jones and Markakis.
Lifted toward right field, foul ground area, long run for Markakis. Wigginton can't quite get there. He had the only legitimate shot.
As a matter of fact, the Baltimore Orioles outfield had 36 assists last year, which led the American League. But much of that playing time came with the youngster Reimold in the outfield. He was playing left field at the time. Jones in the center, Markakis in right.
Reimold had a nice year last year.
They miss him. He had 15 home runs last year as a rookie. And they really, really miss Brian Roberts. They really miss him. I mean, a guy that hit 356 doubles, which is a record for switch hitters. He stole 30 bases and he scored 100 runs. That's a big, big chunk out of your lineup.
And there you have it with the injuries that the Orioles have had to deal with. Runners go, and it's hit in the air to center. Jones coming over, and the runners retreat. 2 gone. Now back up to the top of the lineup, Austin Jackson. Jackson doubled back in the first inning, eventually scored on the ground out by Maglio Ordonez. That was after Damon sacrificed him to third. He's got a couple of runners right now. Inge and Laird. And there's another first pitch strike. Austin now with 93 hits. The last time a Tigers rookie had as many as 93 hits before the All-Star break, Jake Wood. A terrific player in his own right back in 1961. Ugh. So that's what I'm talking about when we say that Austin's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle here for the rookies, with Brendan Bosch having such a great year.
That he has, but he's still been very impressive. Scored more runs than any rookie has, Austin. You talked about the hits. Still hitting well over 300. Dynamic duo.
Well, Jackson has been absolutely terrific. Bosch has taken the big leagues by storm.
And when you add that up, that's when you get a first place club. When you have guys contributing the way that those two guys are contributing, because no one in their right mind, and I mean absolutely no one, thought that they would be doing what they're doing July 7th.
No, without question. And Jim Leland says one of the keys is that his big boys are getting it done as well this year to take a lot of the pressure off. Ordonez a big year, Cabrera a big year, Johnny Damon's had a nice season. So the veterans have made it easier for the youngsters. Three and two. And the runners go. And he lost it. Ball 4. Well, a little bit earlier we were talking about Johnny Damon's grip back in spring training. He showed us that grip and how it can pay some dividends. It did last night.
I had better bat speed. I could whip the bat through the zone more.
And that's exactly what Damon did last night. He got a fastball down and in from Hernandez. And Hernandez had actually thrown 2 fastballs outside right by Damon and came down and in, and Johnny didn't miss it. Several Tigers players hold the bat the same way that Damon does. Miguel Cabrera does, of course. Maglio Ordonez as well holds the bat with the bat knob resting comfortably in the palm of their hand. You can't see the bat knob.
Interesting. They have the same grip, but they are different swings, different players. 6 grand slams for Johnny Damon. He's got him full right now. And he waves and misses. Opportunity here for the Tigers to really bust it open early. They lead 2-0.
Ferguson doesn't throw many changeups, but that appeared to be a changeup there at 84 miles an hour.
One and one.
Ferguson has a little hesitation in his delivery out of the windup once he gets to the balance position when he brings that left leg up. It helps him stay back longer, helps him get his arm slot up, which allows him to get the ball down in the strike zone as he did right there. Take a look at the hesitation here.
He's ahead of Damon 1-2. Johnny with a double in his last at bat plus a sacrifice here tonight. 6 for 12 in the series for Damon.
Defensively, you got to play Johnny Damon straight up because he will use the entire baseball field.
Two and two. Starting with a Brandon Inge single. He's at third. Laird singled. He's at second. Jackson has walked. Scherzer's been outstanding. Ground ball right side on the backhand Lugo. And that'll end the threat. So the Tigers load them up but do not score. 4 in the books. And it's still 2-0 Detroit. A great night here in the Motor City. It's 2-0 Detroit as the Tigers try and sweep the O's out of town. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Tigers. No runs, 1 hit for the Orioles. They're only hit an infield single by Nick Markakis in the 4th inning. It'll be Jones, Wieters, and PA here against the right-hander Scherzer. Max retired 11 straight to start this one. And already in this game has 6 strikeouts.
Max looks like he's all business, doesn't he?
He sure does. And the one thing that I've noticed about Scherzer is his pace and his rhythm just seems much more fluid now.
Yep, no doubt.
Didn't take long after coming back from the minor leagues to put together a really good string. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jones a strikeout victim in the 2nd. Hammers this one foul down the right field line. Jones, good looking player, good looking prospect, came over in a deal for Eric Bedard. And Jones has taken over that center field spot, won a Gold Glove last year, was an All-Star last year. Here's the 1-2. Nub right in front of the plate. Laird off balance throws him out.
Nice communication there between Laird and Scherzer. Laird took charge of the play. He called Scherzer off, and he knew he had to grab the ball with the bare hand and wheel and throw a seed because Jones has decent speed running down the line.
One gone. Here's Matt Wieters.
You're talking about Jones winning a Gold Glove last year. It seems like there's only one spot in the American League for one of the outfielders to claim a Gold Glove every year, because Torrey Hunter and Ichiro Suzuki, they take the other two.
They're locks, aren't they?
They have been for the last 9 years.
Both are all-stars again this year.
Yep.
Hunter and Ichiro. 1-1 on Wieters. High, towering fly ball right field. Ordonez is going back. He's to the wall and says, I have it.
Ooh. Wieters just missed that. Hey, fans, as soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live. You'll hear from the manager, Jim Leland, and the players. Plus, we'll break down the game, and we'll show you some highlights. Tigers Live from the Coliseum Studios immediately after the game here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Scherzer has set down 14 of the first 15 that he has faced. Here's Felix Pierre. Oh, and 1. Pierre was on the DL recently, came off the disabled list. In fact, on Tuesday. Swing and a miss.
Back-to-back change pieces. And 2 dandies.
That one disappeared. How about another one? Fired that one in the dirt.
Max actually told me he taught himself the changeup when he was in college. He said he knew he had a chance to play professional baseball. He was pretty much a fastball slider guy, and he knew he would need that third pitch. So he started working on a changeup on his own, and he's finally mastered it.
Fouled straight back.
Usually guys will get a little help from the pitching coach, but he said he just started playing catch in different fields and moving the thumb around to the bottom, to the side. Finally found something that was comfortable, and here we are today.
That's a good one. Pulled down the right field line, fair ball. It goes to the corner.
One too many.
PA is on his way to second. Let's see. He's going to take the turn. He's coming to third. Here comes Guillen's relay. He overshoots everybody. Scherzer backs up, fortunately, and the runner will hold at third with a triple.
One too many change-ups to PA. And if you show it to him the first 2 pitches, if you try to get back to it, even though it was an outstanding pitch, PA had already saw it 4 different times. Look at the location. Not a bad pitch by any stretch of the imagination.
Scherzer able to back up on the overthrow. Rick Knapp coming out now. First triple of the year for PA. And that is the first extra base hit of the game for the Orioles.
Mac's first 8 starts with his new club. He was 1-4 with an earned run average over 7. The opponents were hitting over 300 against him. But since he's come back from the minor leagues, last 7 starts, 4-2. Much better ERA, and the opponents hitting just .214 against Mac. So he went in for a minor tune-up, and boy, did he get cleaned up.
Josh Bell pops up the first pitch. Foul ground. Inge racing over. Does he have room? Yes, he does. Scherzer pitches out of a jam. 2-out triple is stranded. Tigers baseball tonight brought to you by BAL Tire. to join the 2,500 hit club while in a Tigers uniform? That was the question tonight. The last three before Johnny Damon, who obviously did it last night. Ordonez, then Cabrera, then Bosch here in the 5th inning. We'll get you that answer in a smidge. 2-0 on Ordonez.
2 of them you don't have to go back that far for, I don't think.
Correct. The third one, you got to go back a little bit. The 2-0 pitch. 2-1. Here you go. Here come the answers.
Oh, a little pudgy one.
Yes, indeed. And, of course, Gary Sheffield. Al Kaline back in 1970.
Got a Chef jersey here, too.
Yeah.
They're all over it today.
Lugo. Just throw a little bit wide, but Wigginton, nice job. Maglio's out of there.
That's a lot of base hits.
There's Mr. Tiger, Al Kaline. He's here on a nightly basis. Here's some of the other ones that have worn the Old English D while wearing the Tigers uniform. Goose Goslin is on that list. Charlie Gehringer. Ty Cobb, of course. Cabby pops this one up. Shallow right field. Lugo back. Markakis in. 2 outs. Here comes Bosch. Brennan is 0 for 2 tonight. And he slices one to left. That'll go up against the wall. Bosch motoring to second, and he is in with a double. That's one of the things that really impresses me about Brennan Bosch. The ability to pull into the seats and right, and the ability to hit lasers the other way.
He's got some bat range. He stands 6 feet 5 inches, and he's got some long arms. And if you think you're going to throw a first pitch strike by him, he's not going to let you. Not without him getting a pretty good whack at it.
Another extra base hit for Bosch. Ian now trying to drive him in. Foul. That was just outside of the bag.
I like the Tigers' aggressiveness here. Yeah, because Bergerton's thrown so many first pitch strikes. You might as well go up there swinging the bat because the chances are against you usually when you fall behind in the big leagues. Jim, like a little son. Sammy too. Just kid.
Wow.
Just kids.
Wow. That's into center field. A base hit. Bosch rounding third. They'll send him home. Here's the throw from Jones. Not in time.
I told you Jones could throw. He made it close.
Throw down to second. He's not in time. Guillen gets a base hit. Score Bosch.
His ball whistled right back up the middle. Bergerton's getting his ground balls. That looked like a changeup, and Jones comes up firing, but Brennan Bosch gets real good jumps off second base. And even with a strong throw, Bosch safe with a slide.
Well, New York Life, Brendan Bosch. Safe at home, safe and secure. New York Life.
Weeders did a nice job of blocking the plate, and it took Brennan Bosch with a real creative slide to slide around him and reach back with the left hand to touch the plate to get the safe call. That could have been a huge collision. Those are two big boys.
That'd have been a nasty collision. The Weeders driven to center field. Jones slipped. This ball's going to go over his head and up against the wall. Score another run, and Brandon Inge cruising at his second with a double.
2 out knocks. 2 out knocks, a gold double, single double.
Boy, has Inge been red hot.
This ball absolutely clobbered over the head of Adam Jones, and Jones in center field, he paused momentarily, which is what you do when the ball's hit directly at you, and then he tried to recover, and he knew he had to get on his horse, and he slipped. initially going after this baseball.
He's going to make it 9 hits now for Detroit.
The Tigers have jumped on a lot of the first pitches that Ferguson has thrown, at least the last 3 guys. Carlos swung at the first pitch. Bosch doubled on the first pitch. And Brandon Inge doubled on the first pitch that he saw of his at-bat. So what Ferguson needs to do, he needs to mix in a few breaking balls here and there and not throw so many pitches right down the heart of the plate. This Tigers team can do some damage here at Comerica Park.
They win here tonight. It'll be their 30th home victory. A long way to go, but a good start. They lead 4-0. Gerald Laird singled. He was back in the 4th, 1 for 2. Off the end of the bat to second base. Lugo has it. And that ends the inning. Tigers get 3 straight 2-out hits. And they add 2 more.
Max Scherzer's dealing here tonight. He has 6 strikeouts. He's only given up 2 hits, and he's gotten it done with a variety of different pitches. The fastball, the slider, and the changeup. He's changing eye levels. He's throwing breaking balls on the very first pitch. He has done a marvelous job maneuvering through this Baltimore Orioles lineup first couple times through here today.
Cesar Izturis leads it off here in the 6th inning, and the line so far on Scherzer.
No walks.
Only 2 hits, a triple and an infield single. And make it 3 hits. Little bloop single to left field, and the leadoff man is on. That's Izturis. Top of the order now, Julio Lugo. Lugo is 0 for 2. Scherzer came into the start averaging 8.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. So far here tonight, he has 6. Jared Weaver has the best strikeout per 9 at over 10 this year for the Angels.
Weaver was added to the All-Star game, which was the right
Yes,
thing to do.
I agree.
The game's in Anaheim. He's leading the American League in strikeouts, and he's a good pitcher, too. It's good to see him get an opportunity to play on his home field.
Runner goes on 2-0 and is popped up. Shallow left field. Danny Worth calling off Bosch.
Don't know for sure, but that could have been a hit and run.
One away. Right now we go back to the studio. Time for a game break, and here's Ryan Field. All right, Ryan, thank you. That might be one of those games that is decided on the last at bat.
Orlando Hudson, a former Toronto Blue Jay. You know how it is when you go back and play your former club. Always a little added, a little extra energy.
Miguel Tejada, the batter.
On that pop-up of Lugo, it was a 2-0 count, and Sammy had his tour as the runner on first base taking off. And the only reason why I say it's a hit and run, because usually you don't try to steal a base when the count's 2-0 unless you're a legitimate base stealer. That's a fastball count.
Mile high pop up, third base side. Inge coming to the railing. Out of play. 1-1 on Tejada. 0 for 2 in this game for Miguel. He is occupying third base these days, but the word is that Josh Bell, who is starting tonight as the DH, is their third baseman of the future, perhaps. And who knows if Tejada will be with the Orioles the rest of the year with all the trade talk swirling. They signed him to a one-year deal in January.
You said he wants to stay, didn't you?
Yeah, he sure does. He really likes Baltimore. He drives one high in the air, deep to left. Bosch going back to the wall, makes the catch.
Get back in the weight room, son.
Tejada to the wall and left, and Bosch went as far as he could to take it back.
Tejada they come, Tejada they fall.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Right in the glove of Brennan Bosch. He thought he had that. I thought he had it, too.
I got to be honest, I thought that ball was way out.
I thought he had that. Take a look at Miguel here.
Oh, come on, he says. What was that saying you just said?
Tejada they come, Tejada they fall.
Dude, that's bad.
I'll take it. I owned it, though. I'll own it.
Here's Markakis with 2 outs. Markakis had an infield hit after Scherzer retired 11 straight. 4-0 Tigers in the lead here in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0. Max has scattered 3 hits, has fanned 6, although he hasn't picked up a strikeout since the 4th inning. The 1-1 to Markakis. Markakis earlier this year was pretty vocal about some of the at-bats his teammates were having, about how they really didn't have much of a plan when they went to the plate, and said Terry Crowley has nothing to do with it, our hitting coach. Our guys just are not having good at-bats, and in fact he lumped himself in with the entire team. Frustrating start for the Orioles. And I guess Markakis, who was signed to a 6-year deal last year, considers himself one of the team leaders and a guy that's going to be around for a while.
Well, he should. He's a good player. Hits 300, plenty of doubles, as you see. 25 of them. On base percentage of over 400. Great throwing arm from the outfield.
Three 2 on Markakis.
We brought this up a couple of days ago, but you don't hear a whole lot about Nick Markakis because Baltimore does not play a lot of games on national TV. Therefore, and Markakis is buried in the East.
Wigginton on deck. And the 3-2. Big rip, and he fouls it off Gerald Laird.
Scherzer has thrown 1 pitch at 98 here. It was the 5th pitch of this at bat to Markakis. You can see the variations in speeds. Breaking ball, fastball, breaking ball, last 2 pitches. mid-90s heaters. They're going to go an off-speed pitch here. His confidence.
He left it up too, but it's fouled away.
That's exactly what Jim Leading was talking about before the game today. How many pitches that are thrown right down the middle of the plate that pitchers get away with. But we always bring up, like when they give up 0-2 hits and different things like that. But they do get away with pitches right down the middle. As a matter of fact, Jim said you probably could count about 20 of them tonight that are popped up, ground balls. Baseball is a very difficult game. Very difficult game.
Markakis continues to hammer away here at Scherzer, staying alive. Tigers in this one got one in the first, one in the third, two in the fifth. This Turris getting winded. He's been on the move here on 3-2. And he walked him. Scherzer finally loses Markakis for his first walk tonight. Still a 2-on, 2-out. Here is Wigginton. Wigginton has really become an interesting story for the Orioles. He really wasn't even sure he was going to make the team out of spring training. And then Brian Roberts got hurt. That opened up some playing time for him. He's playing first base these days, and all of a sudden, he's an all-star. But in spring training, it wasn't a sure bet that he would come north with the team. Injuries, sometimes you just never know what's going to happen. He is their lone representative. In fact, the Orioles have had just one representative for 5 straight seasons now, and 9 of the last 10 years. In the air to right. Aglio is on the run. And that will end the inning. So they threaten but do not score. The Orioles strand a pair. We're going to the bottom of the 6th.
It was Brennan Bosch leading off with a double. Actually, it was 2 outs when Brennan Bosch hit his double, and Carlos Guillen also singled with 2 outs, driving in Brennan Bosch. But what a slide by Brennan, sliding around Wieters and touching the plate with his left hand. Coors Light Freeze Cam is always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
And here we go in the bottom of the 6th inning. Danny Wirth starts it off against Ferguson. Wirth and then Jackson and then Damon. Ferguson, 78 pitches through 5 innings.
Ferguson really hasn't looked all that bad. I know the Tigers have 4 on the board, but he's thrown lots of strikes. He's kept the ball down. But that's just how well the Tigers play here at Comerica Park. Very confident group here in this ballpark.
Sinker gets a chopper to the shortstop. And save.
Uh-oh.
Danny Worth beats it out.
I don't know if his Torres did not know how fast Danny Worth was running down that line, or he just couldn't get a real good handle on it, but it's going to be interesting to see how they roll that one. It's a high chopper here, and his Torres comes in and gets the ball, and it has a tough time getting the ball to exchange, and then once he does grab it, he doesn't get the out.
They ruled it a base hit. Second hit of the game for Danny Worth. And the Tigers have 10 hits. Austin Jackson, the batter. Jackson with a good night tonight. Double and a walk and a run scored. 308 batting average for the Tigers leadoff man. Danny stole some bases down at AAA. 12 steals in 44 games with the Mud Hens. Ferguson was the Orioles minor league pitcher of the year back in 2008. They call that award the Jim Palmer Award.
He was a good pitcher.
Yes, he was. Ferguson was 16-7 in the minors that year. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's been freezing a couple of these Tigers hitters with that front door breaking ball. Usually when you see the breaking ball come out of the right-hander's hand, as a right-handed batter, you're looking for that ball down and away. But he has thrown a couple that are kind of backed up on the inside corner. And it's a tough pitch to pull the trigger on if you're a right-handed batter, because you know what the slider's supposed to do.
Ferguson, by the way, has now gone 24 of 28 first pitch strikes. Jackson waiting on a 1-2. Off the end of the bat. No chance for 2 here, and Lugo throws him out. 1 gone, advance the runner to second, and we remind you to celebrate the Kings' 75th birthday this Friday on Elvis night when the Tigers take on the Minnesota Twins at 7:05. Enjoy Elvis music and tribute artists performing on the Comerica Park concourse. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Elvis night coming up. Here's Johnny Damon. RBI chance for Johnny. Damon a double, a sacrifice, and a ground out. The walk-off home run that Damon hit last night was the 5th of his career and the 2nd this season here for Detroit. His other one was against the Angels. The 0-2. Defensive, trying to get out of the way type of swing.
That first walk-off he hit off Shields of the Anaheim Angels. As a matter of fact, I think he's got 2 of them off of him, 2 of the 5.
He does.
11th inning. If you missed it last night, that was a big fly.
Pulls that one to second base. Lugo, off balance throw. Nice play.
Yes, it was. He's a shortstop by trade.
And he had little time to get rid of that ball.
He grabs this ball and then plants that right foot and throws off the left foot, turns his body in the air, and gets plenty of arm strength on the ball. Plenty.
Runner at third with 2 outs. Here's Ordonez. And a bouncing ball to short. Ordonez, the only Tiger not to reach base tonight, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We go to the 7th.
shop of the Tigers at Tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel. Get your gear from the official source at the Tigers.com shop. Accept no substitutes.
Well, look who's got his Tiger gear on. Kid Rock.
Oh, he representing, isn't he? In the house.
Ain't no party like a Detroit party. Kid Rock, big Tigers fan. He comes to a lot of games.
He sure does.
See him down here often.
Eminem said he was coming back, but I haven't seen Eminem back here since him and Jay-Z were up here with us.
We got to get him back down here. That looks like extra bases. Oh, slipping around the bag is Jones. And the ball kicks around in the corner, and Bosch finally gets it back in, but Jones took a header around first base.
Yeah, those are the ones with your teammates, boy. They just, even though you're having a bad season, sometimes you need a light moment. And that will provide a very light moment for them.
Well, he can laugh as long as he's okay, and he appears to be.
He'll take that base hit, that's for sure.
Watch this, 2 stumbles. There's one for Bosch and one for Jones. Back-to-back stumbles. Lead-off 2-base hit for Adam Jones. Matt Wieters the batter. Wieters 0 for 2. That's heading back toward the seats. Out of play it goes. That's only the 4th hit tonight that the Orioles have put on the board here. We're in the 7th inning. Tigers lead at 4-0.
Woo, 99.
Really?
He's been pitching right around 94 to 96, but every now and then when you grab it just right, I guess you can touch 99.
Do you remember a 99 earlier this year at any point?
I do not.
That might be the first one.
Well, before he left and went to Toledo, he wasn't really even at 93, 94 consistently.
No.
So whatever they did in that 10-day span down in the minor leagues, it worked. And really, I mean, 10 days doesn't fit you. I mean, it had to have something to do with Scherzer and his mindset. Confidence level.
Right back up the middle into center. Jones coming to third. They were going to stop him, but it gets by Jackson momentarily. Now the run will score.
Jackson might cost himself an error there. He really didn't have to charge that ball as aggressively as he did, and because he did charge it that aggressively, the ball trickled away from him, and Jones restarted and scored. You take a look at this play. I don't think Jones is going to try to score anyway, but Austin comes in and doesn't corral it. It trickles off his right leg, and then he should be given an error if he's not.
Single E8 and no RBI. Jackson's 2nd error of the season. That's it.
Yep. Those are usually the kind of errors that you make in the outfield.
Here's Felix Pierre. So it's a 4-1 ball game now. Still nobody out here in the 7th. Pierre has a triple and a fly ball. 1 for 2. And he rips this one back up the middle on the backhand. Guillen will start a double play.
We see you, Carlos.
4-6-3.
No hand, just glove. But it makes it a little easier when your momentum is carrying you toward the bag. He grabs it, flips it. Plenty of time to get out of the way of the sliding Wieters, and they finish it.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Josh Bell. Bell is 0 for 2. He's their number 2 prospect. They got him in a deal from the Dodgers. Sent George Sherrill to Los Angeles. And they got Bell, who has become their best 3rd base prospect. Luke Scott was placed on the disabled list, and Bell was called up.
That changeup, boy. One fades and the other one acts like a split-fingered fastball that's right down. And BAL got it.
Serves one to center field for another hit.
Well, when you show the same pitch, back-to-back pitches, you really give the hitter a really good opportunity to look at it. And this is even down and off the plate, and he's still able to hit it because he's already seen it.
It's going to bring up Cesar Izturis. Six hits now for the Orioles. Tigers lead 4-1 in the seventh. Izturis 1 for 2. Ball high, 1-0. Tigers, meanwhile, have put up 10 hits. RBIs tonight, 1 for Maglio, 1 for Guillen, Inge, and Worth. One ball, one strike. There's some activity in the Tigers bullpen. Brad Thomas and the recently called up Robbie Weinhardt. Weinhardt was putting up some numbers at Toledo. And here's that move in case you might have missed it after last night's ball game. Armando Galarraga sent down to AAA. And Weinhardt had a 1.9 ERA, 1.98 ERA at AAA. Here's the 2-1.
One of the reasons why Galarraga was sent down is they're not going to need a number 5 starter before the All-Star break, and the Tigers needed an extra arm. And Jim Leland takes a slow stroll out to the mound to talk to Scherzer here to see what's going on. And I don't know. I think David Dombrowski said Galarraga would pitch like the 20th or the 21st after the All-Star break. I forget which day it was, but one of the few days after the break, then Galarraga will be back in the big leagues.
So it's just one of those moves to fortify the bullpen a little bit.
Because they're not going to use Galarraga before the break.
So Jim Leland has had a quick say with Max Scherzer. 3-1 on Cesar Izturis. I wonder how much of that conversation had to do with the fact that you're leading by 3 runs. You're facing the number 9 hitter. Go after him here on 3-1. Izturis 1 for 2. And a single his last time up. And he lost it. Ball 4. Second walk.
The second baseman, Julio Lugo.
Now Julio Lugo, he will suddenly become the tying run coming to the plate.
This Baltimore Orioles team, they do not have a lot of power. Therefore, you don't really have to worry about the home run. They can bunch together some base hits and score some runs, but they're usually not going to play long ball unless you make a mistake in the strike zone.
Lugo especially, we talk about the fact that earlier in this game that he has 40 hits this year, 36 of them are singles.
Lugo did not like that last strike call by Angel Hernandez, apparently.
Here's pitch number 100 coming up. And it's inside. We want the appeal. Didn't go. And Bellino down at first base. One and two. Scherzer has not struck anybody out since striking out a batter in the 4th. But he's got Lugo on the ropes here. And the 1-2. Slider again, and he got a piece of it to stay alive. Max with a win here tonight gets to the 500 plateau. He came in at 5-6. His ERA continues to lower with each start. In on his hands, roll to third base. Brandon will make. Nope, he's going to tag the bag. That'll end the inning. Force out either way. And they will settle for 1 run. Stretch time here at the ballpark. Cabrera, Bosch, Guillen coming up. Max Scherzer has been awfully good tonight. He has scattered 6 hits, given up just 1 run. Tigers lead it 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Miguel Cabrera will lead it off. Against Brad Bergeson, it'll be Cabrera, then Bosch, and then Guillen. First pitch is low to Miguel. Didn't waste any time tonight in extending his hitting streak. Had a single in his first at bat. He's hit safely in 16 straight games. The All-Star game that he'll play in this year is his 5th, with I'm sure many more to come. Here's the 1-1. Cabrera has also been on base in 22 straight games. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Lifted to shallow center. It's going to drop. Base hit. 2-hit game for Cabrera.
Well, you can see Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers, and they are featured this week on Fox Saturday Baseball when they host Joe Mauer and the Minnesota Twins in a big Central Division showdown. Coverage begins Saturday at 4 p.m. on your local Fox station.
Now, Bertie has told me that somebody that we know is going to do the analysis of that game.
I am.
Are you really?
I am.
You're going big time on us again.
Well, no. They throw me a bone every now and then.
Well, just don't forget about the little thing.
And I take it. I'll be right back here with you on Sunday.
Who's your partner Saturday?
Dick Stockton.
All right.
Dick Stockton on Saturday.
Here's Bosch. The 1-0 pitch is outside 2-0.
Should be a good weekend of baseball. Anytime the Minnesota Twins show up and they play against the Tigers, they are always very entertaining, closely contested games.
We expect nothing less this weekend. Albert is warming up.
In first place, might even be on the line.
2-1 on Brennan.
Ooh, it's close now. Chicago 1 game out. Many a half game back. First team to 90. 90 wins, that is.
3 balls, 1 strike. Think that's what it'll take, 90?
I do. Usually it takes 90 to get in. I know this division in recent memory hasn't taken that many victories, but to be taken seriously, usually you've got to be a 90-win club. And it looks like,
oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Upper deck?
God.
It is. It's foul, but that was fun to watch.
Are you that strong, Brennan Bosch? Yikes. Jeez. He sprays the baseball all around the ballpark as well. I'd have scared. I'd have walked into.
He was taking his walks. 2 on, nobody out.
You know, Brennan's done a whole lot of impressive things, partner, but I think the 18 walks in the last 34 games compared to just 3 walks in his first 28 just kind of show the maturity of the young man and him understanding when he's getting pitched to and really when they're pitching around him.
He had 4 walks in that first game against the Orioles. Meanwhile, Juan Samuel coming out to take Ferguson out of this game. So Albers will come trotting in. It's a wall side windows pitching change. We'll be back to Comerica Park. Tigers open up a weekend series against the Minnesota Twins. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Tigers Live, followed by the game at 7. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire. Friday evening on Fox Sports Detroit, Fox Sports Detroit HD, and what a matchup it's going to be. Francisco Liriano and Justin Verlander on Friday night.
Those two went head-to-head back in April 27th, right here at Comerica Park. And Liriano, outstanding left-hander who the Tigers roughed up the last time they saw him. And, of course, Verlander on pace to win 20 games this year.
Brad Ferguson is done after 6+ innings. He is responsible for the guys at first and second. Matt Albers, the new pitcher.
He comes in with an earned run average north of 5, and he has 24 strikeouts in 38 2/3 innings pitched against 21 walks. He's given up 6 big flies. And he starts Carlos off with a real good curveball.
Yen has an RBI single in 3 at-bats. Four to 1 Tigers, looking for more here in the 7th inning.
Albers is a slinger. Just kind of slings the ball up there from a kind of a low 3/4 arm slot.
Well, he is from Texas. Houston, Texas. Lives in Sugarland, Texas.
Sugarland.
Used to do some gunslinging there in the old days, I would assume.
Yep.
Runners are Cabrera and Bosch. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Lugo will charge it, wait for it, and he got him by half a step.
Lugo almost cost himself giving a base hit to Guillen. He tried to wait for that ball to see if he could tag, and Brennan Bosch coming by. He charged it, and then he kind of stopped. He's trying to see if he could get the out at second, and by him doing so, Carlos Guillen almost got there. And he's probably wise that he didn't stay in that running lane of Brennan Bosch. Bosch might have knocked him in the left field. That's what you're supposed to do, though. When that guy in that baseline is trying to tag you and complete a double play, you don't let him complete it.
It would have been a severe physical mismatch. Game's going to be walked intentionally here with Laird due up, first base open. Juan Samuel would rather go after Laird here with the bases full.
It's the third time this year that Brandon has been intentionally walked. Cabrera leads the Tigers in that category, and he's been walked intentionally 8 times.
Bring up Laird. The Tigers 7-8-9 men tonight, 5 for 9.
It's the right play for Juan Samuel and his ball club. Inge has been sizzling hot. Not only this series, but he's been hot this entire homestand. And you want to try to pick the out that you think you might be able to get. And if you can get a double play, that's even better. And that's exactly what Juan Samuel is thinking here.
Gerald tonight a single in 3 at-bats. Tigers have posted 11 hits. And the Tigers have been in double digits in hits in every game in this series. They had 17 in the opener.
They have really beat up on this Baltimore Orioles pitching, which came in last in earned run average.
A little pop-up. Hauled in by Asturias. 2 away. Going to bring up Danny Worth with 2 outs. Tigers got 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the 5th. And an opportunity here for some big-time breathing room.
Well, we told you earlier that in limited playing time, Worth has done a pretty nice job with runners in scoring position. How about Scherzer, man? 1 blue eye, 1 brown eye. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
No, but it's a good conversation piece, he said.
I mean, we just saw it right there. You got 1 blue eye and 1 brown eye. Don't ask me what they call it.
Yeah, there's a long name for it. I'll mess it up, too. There you go.
Well, look at him.
Blue on the left, brown on the right. Ground ball to third base. Right there is Tejada. And that is that for Detroit. They threaten, do not score, leave them loaded. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by BAL Tire. Tigers lead at top of the 8th, 4-1. Danny Worth has chipped in tonight with his first major league home run.
And he did it real early in this ball game. It came back in the third against Bergeson, the starter. He got a two-seam fastball at the bottom of the strike zone and just dropped the bat head on it. He allowed Bergeson to supply all the power.
And here's our Comerica game summary tonight. Danny Worth with his first big league home run. Brandon Inge on the homestand is hitting .500 with 9 RBIs.
That's why Juan Samuel just walked him, and it turned out to be the right decision. Alberts got out of that bases loaded 1-out jam.
So Robbie Weinhardt, speaking of the first home run for Worth, here's the big league debut for Weinhardt to a AAA Toledo. Was really good.
4 walks in 27 1/3 innings. Just 4 of them. And that's exactly what Jim Leland and Rick Knapp will be looking for out of him in the big leagues. Just throw strikes. Do the same thing you were doing in the minor leagues.
Tejada is the first major league batter that he will face in this game, and it's fouled straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He looks like he's got some heavy sink on his fastball. I was watching him warm up, and judging by the way Laird was catching everything to his glove side, glove moving down toward the ground, and it gave me an indication that Weinhardt's got some real nice heavy sink. Let's watch it. Ooh, that one stayed up.
It hit him? Yes, it hit him. And Tejada will take his base. And Laird and Tejada jawboning right now.
You see the movement, though, on the two-seamer, but this one stayed up. Arm slot wasn't a good arm slot, and that ball kind of tailed on him, and it looked like it might have got him on the elbow. Not flush, but it got him.
So Weinhardt hits the first man he faces. That'll bring up Nick Markakis. Markakis 1 out of 2 tonight, plus a walk.
It's the second young pitcher the Tigers have called up this year that hit the very first batter they faced. It's Jay Spores
in New York, I believe.
He hit the first 2, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that was not a good debut for Jay. Here's the 1-0 to Markakis. Well, when you look at the numbers that Weinhardt has put up in the minor leagues entering this season, he had 120 strikeouts in 104 innings and 40 walks. This is foul back into the seats. 1-2 on Markakis.
And Dave Dombrowski, Jim Leland, Rick Knapp, they're taking the luxury of looking at the arms they have down in their minor leagues. Guys that are doing well, guys that have done well. We've seen Spores. Schlereth is here. Weinhardt is here. Casey Fiend has been here. When you start to approach the trade deadline, you want to know exactly what you got in your minor leagues, who might help you and who can't help you before you decide to go out on the trade market.
Got in on his hands that time. Cabrera spins and gets 1, and they get the double play.
How about that?
Weinhardt covering at first base, and they turn 2.
Markakis had to have a very difficult time of getting out of the batter's box. Had to. But it's a nice play by Cabrera. He wastes very little time. He gets the ball to Worth, and then you've got Weinhardt on the bag taking the throw back from Worth to complete the 3-6-1 double play, which is probably the most difficult double play because you got the pitcher vacating his position to cover.
Good job by Cabrera. Good job by Weinhardt. So Robbie now can settle in. Here's Ty Wigginton. First pitch right at the knees, strike 1. Weinhardt was just a draft choice a couple of years ago in 2008. Went to Oklahoma State. Broken bat, soft liner, inning over. Weinhardt pitches his first big league inning with no major issues at all. tire price, period. Albers back to work as we go to the bottom of the 8th here at Comerica Park. 4-1 is our score. The Tigers over the Orioles. And Austin Jackson leads it off, then Johnny Damon and Maglio Ordonez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers have 4 runs, 11 hits tonight, and the Orioles have 1 run, 6 hits. Albers 1-1 delivery. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Ferguson's start of this game was taken out in the 7th. Albers taking over. Tigers in search of their 30th home win of the season here tonight. The 2-1 pitch. There's a strike call, 2-2. Two and two. Rifled right at the first baseman, Wigginton. Tough break there for Jackson. 1 away. Here's what we're talking about at home. Only Texas has more home wins than the Tigers. That'd be nice. Get number 30.
Yes, it would be.
All those teams really, really good.
Yep. All in the playoff hunt. They all protect home court advantage.
Here's Johnny Damon. Damon a double back in the 3rd. Oh, and 2. Damon in his career really has had stunning numbers against Orioles pitching. 304 career, but the one number that jumps out at you, 29 lifetime homers against the O's. 116 RBIs. He has made a living off Orioles pitching. That one missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Playing some of those games in Yankee Stadium, some of the new Yankee Stadium. Also, you got that pesky pole in Boston. Playing against this Baltimore Orioles team 18, 19 times a year. And Johnny, when he wants to, he can get out in front of a fastball, as we have watched a couple of times this year, and play long ball.
2-2 the count on Damon.
Talking about Damon possibly getting to 3,000 hits. It'll take a few more years, but the fact that he has proven that he could DH and do it productively, that helps.
Yeah. That's a great point. And in fact, that may be a key factor. Little chopper hit to the second baseman. Lugo has this one.
When you're looking for a designated hitter in the American League, you're not usually looking at a table setter for that position. You're looking for a big, strong, physical guy in the middle of your batting order, but the other intangibles make Damon valuable. He's played on world championship teams, and he's good with the young kids. And he's still a pretty good player.
Damon has DH'd 43 times now for the Tigers.
He doesn't mind it at all.
No, in fact, he kind of says he likes it. He's played 25 out in left field.
This guy's got a real nice sinker. And that ball Albers is throwing is a heavy one, too. With real good movement on it.
Maglio has an RBI tonight. 0 for 4 otherwise. And again, he tried to hold up, couldn't do it. 0-2. Orioles in the 9th inning will have Jones, Wieters, and PA due up. More action in the Tigers' pen. Coke the lefty, Enrique Gonzalez the righty. missed it. 2-2. Way outside from 0-2, we go to 3-2 on Ordonez, trying to keep it alive now for Cabrera. Two-hit night for Miguel. He's lurking on deck. There's a 3-2 pitch in the air, center field for Jones. Routine play. And the Tigers go 1-2-3. So we are headed to the ninth. Tigers up 3. Who's leading in that McDonald's Player of the Game race tonight? Well, Max Scherzer is with 38% of the vote, followed by Inge and then Gerald Laird. And the Tigers kind of put this one in the win column here. We'll have the final results on the McDonald's Player of the Game on Tigers Live postgame.
Thought for sure I'd see Danny Worth show up there today.
Yeah, you would think. Meantime, it looks like Weinhardt is going to try and close this one out. Danny had his first big league homer.
If he is able to close it out, he'll get a save.
That would be neat.
Absolutely.
Big league appearance, get a save. 3 outs to get, though, as Adam Jones leads it off. Then Matt Wieters and Felix Pierre. 4-1 Detroit. 9th inning. Here we go. It's a ball inside.
Tigers have some action in their bullpen just in case. Lefty and a righty.
Jones doubled, scored in his last at bat, takes a huge cut and hits the deck.
He slipped, it looked like. But he takes a big swing anyway. That's one of the things that we documented when Adam showed up here a couple of days ago. He's not bashful at taking those big swings.
So he has slipped on the base pass tonight and has slipped in the batter's box. Here's the 1-1. That sinks low. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 11 hits tonight for the Tigers. The Orioles have but 6. 3 outs away from a sweep. The 2-1. 2-2 on Jones.
So you say Weinhardt went to Oklahoma State, huh?
I did indeed.
So he had to play with Andrew Oliver, huh?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Well, we have 2 sets of teammates on our roster. Slayworth and Ryan Perry played together.
And that's a fair ball just out of the reach of Cabrera. Jones on his way to second. Aglio better get it back in. Jones is coming to third. Here comes the relay. It's going to be late, and it's a leadoff triple.
If Adam did a little bit more of that, he'd be a perennial, a 300 hitter. Cabrera playing well off the line because you just aren't used to guys hitting the ball down in that direction, especially a guy like Jones. But he took this one out of the glove of Laird and sliced it the opposite way. He made that decision by himself as well to stretch that double into a triple.
So Robbie is done for the night. He'll step aside. So will we. Here comes Phil Cope charging in. From Jones, Weinhardt is done in his big league debut. He throws 14 pitches, and he's responsible for the man at third base. Phil Coke is your new pitcher.
Tall task to ask here if he's going to strand that runner at third base. And Phil's been pretty good in that regard this year when he has inherited runners. And for the most part, he strands them.
Wieters has a single for 3. Swings on the first pitch and skies it to right field. Runner is tagging. Maglio is under it. He's going to air it out. And scoring easily is Jones to make it a 4-2 game. So Wieters didn't take long to get an RBI. His 29th of the year. One gone, base is empty. That run is charged to Weinhardt. We'll bring up Felix Piet.
Valverde has 8 saves this year. Ryan Perry has 1. Joel Zamaya has 1. If Coke is able to get the next couple of outs, he will get his first save as a Tiger.
The 0-1 pitch is rolled toward first base foul.
Valverde must need a night off.
18 saves for Valverde.
What I said? 18. I was looking right at it too.
0-2. Skipper 2 outs away here from getting a sweep against the O's. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Popped him up. Coke is calling for it, but someone's going to call him off. That would be Cabrera.
He tried to get it.
He wanted that foot out bad.
He started calling it as soon as it went up. He knew he was going to get called off. As soon as it went up. Tammy, get out of the way. He said, come on, dude.
Looks like Fox is going to pinch hit here for Josh Bell. So one more out to get. Jake Fox, their last chance. Fox had a nice game in the opener. In fact, he homered, had a couple of singles.
Fans having a good time down here at Comerica Park.
22,837 in attendance tonight. And here's Fox now to face Coke. Coke has 2 career saves, both with the Yankees. And he takes ball 1. This would be his first in the Tigers uni. Fox career against the Tigers in 5 games. Those are Luke Scott-like numbers. The 1-0. One ball, 1 strike of the former Michigan Wolverine. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's line foul back in the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Looks like Fox trying to play long ball here, and really what he needs to be trying to do is get a base hit to bring the tying run to the plate. Even if he does hit a home run, it's just 1 run. And usually big swings cause you to swing and miss if you're trying to hit a home run.
Got him! Strike 3. Fox didn't like it, but it doesn't matter now. Phil Coke with the save, and the Tigers sweep the Orioles here at Comerica Park.
Angel Hernandez pretty consistent all night with his balls and strikes call. Not a lot of beefs out of either team.
Tigers get their 30th win at home. They are now 46-37. Got a whole lot more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be back.